going on, Dragon Ball fans? Welcome back to another episode of this week's Dragon Ball Q&A video, where today we have lots of awesome questions to go through, courtesy of your questions having to be posted down below. And before I begin, I do want to let you guys know that each individual question posted onto this video is going to be directly reflected onto you guys, as I would like to know your answers as to each question posted down in the comment section below. And of course, if you guys have any questions to ask me of your own, it pertains to Dragon Ball, make sure to go on ahead and drop your questions down in the comment section below. And again, if you guys are new to this channel, don't forget to go on ahead and punch that subscribe button and enable all notifications. That way you guys can be notified whenever a Dragon Ball video is posted onto this channel, in conjunction to news, information, updates, and discussions. Hashtag notification squad. As we kick things off with the very first question of the day, which comes from Chris. Hey Unreal, I love your channel, man. You've helped me get by so much, and you're not like some of these ego-driven elitists who cry when someone disagrees with them, which is why I fucks with you. Thank you, man. I have a few questions for you that you can hopefully answer. Question 1, what if Hit and Kefla were never eliminated from the tournament and they were one of the last remaining teams to fight against Universe 11 and Universe 7? How would you feel about a triple universe battle like how we got during episodes 122 to 131? Question number 2, will you be doing more Dragon Ball content that involves skits on your channel, like vlog style? Question 3, what if Omega Shenron fought against Merged Imasu? Who do you believe would win? Question number 4, will you be doing more mods for Dragon Ball and maybe other games as well? Well, first off, I do have to say thank you so much for your question. Now, to answer your first question, I do think that it would have been suitable to see Universe 6 make it until the end, because it was something that a lot of us were expecting. And just imagine how useful and how effective Universe 6 would have been if they had both Hit and Kefla on the same team. That's all you would have really needed to have on the Universe 6 team, was Hit and Kefla. Kefla alone scaled at such a high level that it's arguable that she was one of the many characters, if not one of the only few, that had the most Zenkai boosts in this tournament. She kept increasing in terms of power. She kept challenging Goku and exceeding everything he did minus Ultra Instinct. And then you have Hit, who alone with his skill set is very dangerous, and I felt like it would have been so awesome to see Universe 7 with its 5 members, Gohan, 17, Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza, Universe 11 with Dispo, Toppo, and Jiren, and then Universe 6 with Hit and Kefla. You could have had a cluster of mixed matchups here in terms of like adding in different elements. For example, the element of surprise with Hit, the element of pure brutality involving Kefla and Vegeta and Hakaishi and Toppo. It would have been a real cluster. So I feel as if Universe 6 were to make it on by, things wouldn't have been as predictable as we saw with Universe 7 and Universe 11. I feel like Kefla would have added much more depth, Hit would have added much more depth, and I think we would have had better fights, and I think that overall things would have been that much more intense. And it really sucks to see the utilization of both characters, because as I stated previously, why did we get just Kefla versus Goku when we could have had Kefla versus Toppo, Kefla versus Vegeta, Kefla versus Golden Frieza, hell, even Kefla versus Jiren, which we all know Jiren would have soloed, but it still would have been an entertaining fight to see. The same thing can be said about Hit, you know, seeing Hit versus Goku, Hit versus Vegeta, Hit versus Frieza, Hit versus, you know, Toppo. Like, that would have been very, very entertaining to see. So I feel like it would have added more depth if we saw a triple universe battle, because let's be honest, I mean, what's Frost gonna do? What's Kaba gonna do? The Namekians were good, but at this point, making it towards the finals, what are they gonna do, you know? So by adding them into the mix, it would have marinated the story that much more and seeing more content out of the fight. But you know, with them having to rush things and writing certain things into a corner, it really took away from the overall purpose of Universe 6, but it was very sad to see them go. Now, to answer your second question, will I be doing more skits? I will be, actually. I do have certain things planned on the channel that I plan on introducing in the next couple of months. In terms of vlog style, I'm planning on doing a few parodies, so if you guys are into vlogs and stuff, make sure you guys are subscribed. In case you guys want to see behind the scenes stuff, if you guys are interested in vlogs, motivational videos and stuff, I do have a separate channel for that, and it's called Unreal Vlogs. And on that channel, I do vlog. I take you guys behind the scenes, showing you guys my equipment, all my recording stuff, all the videos before I'm gonna drop. So if you guys want to find out what I'm doing before making videos, you guys can check out my vlogging channel. I will leave a link to that down in the description box. You guys can go ahead and just subscribe to that channel. But in terms of parodies, I do plan on bringing more parodies. I just have to really sit down and think about what I'm gonna do, because I do have a few things in mind, but I want to write it out first to see how it looks before I actually take it into effect. So I do have, you know, parodies planned, but aside from parodies, nothing else in terms of vlog style. Now, to answer your third question, Omega Shenron versus Merge Zamasu, bro, I did a video on this. I would say within the year of 2017, covering Omega versus Merge Zamasu, and this wouldn't even be close to a fight. I mean, it's very obvious that Omega would get obliterated, so for me, the winner of this fight would be Merge Zamasu. Now, believe it or not, there are people in the fandom that believe that Omega would beat Zamasu, and I really do disagree with that, because we saw the universal feats of Zamasu even while in his astral form, and it proved to be overwhelming for so many characters. Now, taking away and not adding in Universal Zamasu, just Merge Zamasu alone, even Corrupt Zamasu, would be way more than Omega can handle. So in this particular scenario, I do think Zamasu would win. If you haven't checked out my previous What If battle on that, I will leave a link to that down below for you guys to check out, or you guys can see it on your screen. But yeah, in terms of that particular fight, I'm gonna have to say Zamasu. It's very, very easy on dictating who would win that one. Now, to answer your fourth question, will I be doing more mods? Yes, I will be doing more mods on this channel. As I said before, I do have lots of things planned for the summer. I do want to say, if you guys have missed out my Fighters mods, my Xenoverse 2 mods, my Budokai Tenkaichi 3 mods, I really encourage you guys to check those out. And I do have to personally say thank you guys so much for supporting that series, for Tenkaichi mods, for Xenoverse mods, for Fighters mods, because it really does encourage me to do more. And seeing your feedback and seeing what you guys want to see in terms of like battles, team battles, one-on-one battles, it really does go a long way. And I really enjoy doing those kind of videos because it really adds more depth, and there's so many different mods for so many different characters and games that whatever it is you guys want to see, let me know in the comment section below of those videos, and I will make sure to do them for you guys. So if you guys have missed out those videos, I will leave playlists down below for you guys to check out. But aside from that, I do have a few mods planned for other games as well, like Left 4 Dead and Resident Evil and stuff, but for now I'm gonna have to like really sit down and think about what kind of mods I want to do. But you guys can expect different mods on the channel for sure. That's one thing I will promise. So anyways, Chris, I do want to say thank you so much for your questions, bro, and I hope you have a very awesome and fantastic day, my friend. Now moving on to the next question, which is from Element Anna. I really enjoy how interactive you are with your subscribers on social media and on your channel. I'm subscribed to many bigger channels like KSI, Mr. Beast, Syndicate, and Markiplier, but none of them ever do what you do, or even the other DB channels, and I really respect you for that, sir. Thank you so much. But you know, calling me sir just makes me feel old, man. Jeez. I'm a new sub, by the way. I thought I'd give this a try since I've been seeing you post it. So here goes. Question 1. I've been a Dragon Ball fan now for over 17 years, and I wanted to get your opinion on what you believe was better between Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z. Question 2. What was the worst Dragon Ball movie you ever saw, and why? Mine was the first Cooler movie. Really? Cooler? Why? Question 3, what if Hit battled against Android 17 in the Tournament of Power? Thank you, Alex. Well, thank you so much for your questions. Now, to answer your first question, for me, I would always say this. Dragon Ball Z was always better than Dragon Ball Super, and here's why. With Dragon Ball Super, they had great concepts in the idea of introducing gods, angels, you know, deities, different kinds of elements in terms of like villains like Hit, you know, in terms of oppositions, of course, like Hit in the tournament, we saw Goku Black, Zamasu, Jiren, but I felt like in terms of the writing aspect, they really dropped the ball with that. They dropped the ball in further explaining what Super Saiyan Ikari was, or Super Saiyan Rage, Super Saiyan Rose, you know, they failed to explain, you know, how different Super Saiyan Blue was in comparison to Super Saiyan God, the difference in power, you know, the difference in power in connection to Ultra Instinct. In Dragon Ball Z, we had clarity as to what the difference was between Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Ultra Super Saiyans grades 1, 2, and 3. We had explanations for a lot of things. We had a great background for, you know, characters like Frieza, Cell, the androids, Super Buu, Kid Buu, Majin Buu, all that good jazz, you know? So I just really felt like Super could have been better than Dragon Ball Z if they only took the time to correct the mistakes of Dragon Ball Super's writing and explain certain things better and keep the concept more or less the same instead of just changing it you know, storyboard after storyboard, you know, different kinds of directors and writers. It threw the whole show off. You know, you had different people with different ideals and visions as to where they want to take the show, and I felt as if that was really conflicted within the main, you know, staff, because everyone had a different idea as to where to take the show, and the show went in like 50,000 different directions. I didn't like how they rushed the Future Trunks ending. I didn't like how they rushed the Tournament of Power ending. I didn't like a lot of the rushiness feel, because in Dragon Ball Z, everything just felt marinated, everything just felt like it took its time, even with Kai. But we're not talking about Kai, we're talking about Dragon Ball Z. And, you know, despite how you feel about Z, you know, it had its moments to where everything fits. So with Dragon Ball Super, I really did enjoy Sumitomo's music. I really loved the subbed version over the dub, because the dub did have a lot of mistakes with its scripts. I'm not gonna sit here and play elitist, but I really do prefer the sub over the dub. And I just personally feel like now, after looking at it, Dragon Ball Z is better, because Dragon Ball Super had such great concepts and such great ideas, but they failed to execute them. They failed to execute them correctly, and I really do hope that one day we do get like some sort of like a Daizenshuu for Dragon Ball Super, because they would have been able to explain things a bit better in terms of power scaling and in terms of, you know, that whole jazz. But for me, I'm gonna have to say Dragon Ball Z over Dragon Ball Super. Now, to answer your second question, the worst Dragon Ball movie of all time, hands down, is Dragon Ball Evolution. That's without question. It was absolutely rubbish. But since I don't count Dragon Ball Evolution to be like a definitive Dragon Ball film, then I would say Bio Broly. Bio Broly did nothing for me. I felt like the movie was pure dog shit. They milked Broly in the worst way, and him coming back as this giant diarrhea mud monster, and he had no substance as a character. He was very one-dimensional. He was trash. He was complete and utter trash. The Cooler film, I don't see why you thought it was bad, but hey, everyone has their own subjective point of views as to what they like, and I'm not gonna sit here and play elitist and telling you what to watch and what not to watch. But for me, Bio Broly was pure dog shit, and I really did not like the overall direction. I did not like the way they fought him. You know, 18 and the kids, it was so stupid. I really did not enjoy that film at all, and I really felt like by the end of it, they kind of took the turn for the worst in telling, you know, horrible stories and executing Broly in the worst way possible, but that's just me. Now, to answer your final question, Hit versus 17, 17's barrier would have really came in handy, but I don't think 17 can actually escape the time skip. I feel like with Hit's techniques, he would have been able to break through 17's guard, and I think that with Hit would have been able to beat 17. You may argue with me in that and saying, well, 17 is this and that. That's just my subjective point of view. Looking at it objectively, it's hard to say if Hit can break through, you know, 17's barrier, because that barrier was able to hold up a lot. But I would say the one thing that would provide Hit with the advantage would be his speed and his skill set. He is designed to kill. He's not designed to get in there and make friends with people. He is legitimately designed to kill. And I feel like with his moral purpose being there, I think he would be able to get the better of 17 and thus winning the fight. I could be wrong, but I firmly believe that that would be the case, and I don't see 17 walking away as the winner. So either way, Element, I do want to say thank you so much for your questions, and I hope you have a fantastic day, my friend. And now moving on to the next question, which is from MLG Daniel. Unreal, I have a question for you for your Q&A that I would love to hear you talk about, please. Question 1, what if Gohan had another transformation in the tournament? Would you have liked that concept, or would it not make sense? It can be any form you want it to be. Well, thank you so much for your question. Now, I'll answer this by saying that Gohan was a complete disappointment in this tournament. Now, it wasn't like the fact that he was completely awful like Gamisaurus or Daemon, but I would say that Gohan had such potential in reaching a new form. Why in the world did Future Trunks, how did he manage to gain a new power and Gohan did not, is beyond me. I think that it would have been more than fitting to see Gohan get another transformation similar to Super Saiyan Rage. I just think that mixed in with Ultimate, with his mystic power, it would have made Gohan into one of the most supreme fighters in that tournament, because taking all of his, you know, potential in his mystic form and then stacking on top of that a new transformation, that would have been epic to see. Imagine Gohan's new form versus Toppo, Hakaishin Toppo, or even a, you know, supersonic, super fast Dispo. You know, stuff like that. It would have been amazing to see. Hell, even going up against Jiren and losing. I just think that the way Gohan was executed, his best fight, you know, or his most intense fight, I should say, was against Toppo and Dispo, and that was pretty much it. I just felt like the way they executed his character, yes, he played along the lines of being the team leader and enduring everything to the point where he was, you know, fighting off the Namekians, he was trying to locate the sniper that Tien, you know, ultimately went after and stuff. You know, there were so many things that they could have done with Gohan. I just felt like they took away. And I would have loved to see a concept of what if Gohan did reach a new form or had a new power. But even if he did, you have to beg the question as to how far would he go? How far would Gohan even go if he had a new form? You know, it would have been subpar to Ultra Instinct inevitably, but I feel like it would have done his character good. And, you know, it sucks to say because, you know, some of the real MVPs were Android 17, Vegeta. You know, we had characters like that really stepped it up and told an amazing story, you know, with their bodies, with the way they executed their style. Gohan, I felt like wasn't backed into a corner enough like he was against Boo, like he was against Cell, and they could have done more with that, but instead, they gave us the middle finger, and that's all she wrote in terms of that aspect. So I just feel like if they gave Gohan a new form, it shouldn't have been like Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue. It should have just been like Super Saiyan Rage, or maybe some other variation to his ultimate power, and, you know, after that, they could have just marinated that and allowed that to sink in, having a great fight with said characters and then moving on as he got eliminated. So, I don't know, I mean, Gohan definitely dropped the ball, and it's not because of him as a character, it's more or less the writing aspect that they really dropped the ball with him. But I just feel like if he did have a new form, that's what I would prefer. And I mean, even if he had like a god form, that would have been like way too out there. But I just felt like it was more than fitting to see Gohan have that kind of power similar to Trunks than how he would anything else. So anyways, MLG, I do want to say thank you so much for your questions, bro, and I hope you have a fantastic day. And once again, everybody, I do want to say thank you all so very much for watching this edition of the Dragon Ball Q&A special. I really hope you guys had a fantastic time. If you guys did enjoy, if you guys are new to this channel, don't forget to go ahead and punch that subscribe button, guys. Turn on all notifications. That way you guys can be notified whenever a brand new video is posted. I also want to say, if you guys are not following me at Twitter or Snapchat, make sure to follow me. I will leave links to all that down below. Post your comments and your responses to all of these questions down below. If you guys have any questions of your own to ask, let me know. And I do want to say, guys, thank you all so much for supporting the series. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you guys in the next Dragon Ball video. Take it easy, guys. Cue my outro, bitch!